Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another stream, and welcome back to another video. And what are we doing today? Well, we are working on this guy right here. Yes, that is the Flakpanzer Gepard by Tamiya, 1/35 scale. I believe this is part 3. I don't know, I don't remember. I don't keep track of what parts I upload, to be honest, and that's why I keep forgetting. Anyway, last time, we already have the upper and lower hulls kind of half assembled. There's obviously going to be more to go on the upper hull, but we're going to be getting to that. We are working on the turrets, and last time we put a couple of pieces here for the door hinge. We got in the radiator cooler, I guess, thing, and we got our two gun barrels assembled. And so that was on this page, and so we're going to start working on this. So let's get to it. So we're going to be putting these gun barrels aside for a few minutes while we start working on some stuff like the hatches and the radar dishes and stuff like that. So let's start off. Let's put this aside. We got a couple of little parts to assemble here. So we got to grab our C tree. Which one is our C tree? That's our D. As much as I like grabbing the D, I need the C. Okay, we do that. I am going to, just for simplicity's sake, let's do that and do that. Okay, nippers. I need C 15, 16, and 17. 15, 16, and 17. Where are we here? There's 16 and 17. And we got 15 times 2, so there we go. This aside for now. Grab our knife and clean up our little nubs. I'm actually going to grab my razor glass file. Just because it cleans it up easier, it's more efficient, it's faster. To an extent. I mean, you got a great big nub you need to carve off. That's obviously the knife is going to be more efficient. But when you want to get down to doing that final little detail, the razor file is really fantastic, and I really like it. And once again, I am not sponsored by them. They don't even know I exist, I'm pretty sure. It's kind of funny. These are like, you know, those big doors you see like in ships, the bulkhead doors, where they got the great big handle. You have to go wow, 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 and you need to turn it so many times to unlock the thing. That's what these are, and there's 2 of them on here. Okay, so this is going to go like that, and then this is going to go over top. Which way does it go here? It's an interesting, intricate little pattern they've got going on. So it's going to be going like this. Now how is that going to line up? Let's see here. It feels like it's locking in. These 2 little posts go into these little holes. Let me change my camera for you so you can see this. Hello again. Okay. Little hole hole and a little hole, and we got two little posts in the middle on that one. It's going to go there, and that's how that gets lined up. Dink and doink, just like that. Now all these other little pieces, they all go touch, but they're not lining up on anything. They just wind up where they go, all the way around the perimeter. There we go. And then we put our little handles on, one on each side there. There's one. And two. Okay, so that's the hatch. That's the commander's hatch, as the instructions call it. Next, we're going to work on our tracking radar dome, D5 and D6. And D4, 5, and 6. All right. Okay, so we're going to take these two pieces and they're going to go together like this. That is simple enough. Whoops. Simple enough to do that. And then, with this facing like this, I don't think it makes any difference which way it goes, other than you need it obviously facing up and down. It's just going to go like that. So, typical Tamiya fashion, you almost don't have to dry fit. Okay, so there's our tracking dome. Bang. Just like that. I am kind of annoyed that my camera keeps on hunting for focus. Next video I'm going to try locking the focus at a certain distance, and we'll just see, like distance like maybe here. I'm just going to focus right there, and that should be good enough. And just lock it there. And it just won't let me be able to zoom in like that because it'll be out of focus, just like that is, right? Anyway, next we have our search radar antenna, and that looks like it's all coming off the C tree. So we go back to our C tree. Let's just close this for now. We need C20 and what looks like 26, 25, 28, 31, and 23. Okay, so obviously we need our big radar dish. Okay. We need number 20. This guy here. Okay. We need 26. 25. $23. And $31. There we go. Okay. I don't know where he thought he was going, but it's not getting anywhere. There's our dish. Whatever this piece is called. This guy. You got some pretty nice rivet detail on this. Looks pretty good. For a kit that's made so long ago, the detail's not too bad. Okay, I understand. It doesn't hold a candle to later kits made in the 2000s. You know, but for a kit that was basically made in the late 70s, the tooling is not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so we're going to start with this guy. And this piece is going to go on here. They want this little nub that's right there with my extra long fingernail pointing at. That faces down. And it's going to go like that. Okay. So there is a little pin sticking out there, and there is a little hole, so there you get to line it up. You'll know if you put it on upside down. Okay, there we go. And now this goes on to here. Just like that. Lines up nice. There's no play. Straight up and down. Very good. Okay. Next we have, this goes into the bottom here, and we're being told do not cement 31. So we don't want to get any glue on this. Okay. So the idea is to put this in there. So these two pieces, I can get that come out. These two are basically going like this. Okay. Inside here. So the question is, how you got to be mindful on how things go together, because you don't want glue. That's a tight fit. I'm not convinced that's really going to be easy to turn. I'm going to preemptively put a little bit of grease or oil. Actually, I got just what I want to use right here. My needle juice for my airbrush. I'm going to put just a little tiny bit on the edge there. Just on this edge. goes a long way with this stuff. Okay. I think I've got this the right way. Facing like that, yes. Okay, so it's going to go like that. See, just that little tiny drop, and kind of getting it everywhere. Just that little bit. That stuff is pretty good. Okay, let's put that back over here. Now, I want to put glue only on the inside of this or on the very top of that. I think it's easier to put it on the very top of that. There we go. And then this goes down over top. I'm assuming it's all flush. That should hold. Okay. And then this guy gets glued down on top of there. I'm not sure if it's... Oh yeah, it definitely only goes one way. So even though this looks square, it actually is a rectangle. It only goes, it will not fit this way. Okay, I'm a liar, it does fit that way. It is square. Okay, so clearly it doesn't matter. And there we go. So, if I did everything right, this will be able to turn. And so what I want to do is hold this till it... I definitely didn't want to use extra thin on there because I didn't want it to run into any cracks that it's not, that I don't want it to. Which is why I wanted the thicker glue. But there we go. So I'm going to let that sit however I can here. There we go. Okay. So that's this part. That's done. So we'll move on down to here. We're going to take a bunch more parts off the C tree and D12. D12 is going to cover up the hole, our big gaping hole here, D12. And then D7 goes there. So let's grab those first. We also need D3 times 2. And D2. So let's grab our D here. So D2 and D3, we need these. Okay, so those are those, and we need D12, and that's going to be it for now off the D tree. Our big D12 panel. Oh, I didn't get D7. So this guy is going to go here. Let's see how well he fits. As much as I was saying it's a pretty good engineering for the kit of made in the 70s, this is not that great. Oh, I had it backwards. There we go, suddenly it fits much better. Funny that how that happens. So I can use the extra thin on that part. Get that lined up there. Good old friend, the extra thin. There we go. Just for added measure, I'll add a little more here on the inside. There we go. Okay. Now let's take a look at these. Okay, now these guys go on here. They look like little hatches. So I will just put a little dab in there. Drop that down in there. And that's how it sits. Okay, it's one. And two. Just like that. Okay. Now, I forgot D7, I gotta grab that. This piece here. Okay. So D7 is supposed to sit right down on here, so I want to make sure that the base of this is flat, perfectly flat. But the molding on this is not that great, so I gotta grab my file. I want this to be perfectly flat. But the way they molded this, it's not, so. There we go. Much better. Because it's just going to sit right down in there, like that. Because I can already see that the way this is designed, something is going to go down on top of this, it's going to lock in. So I want this to have a good, strong contact right there. So that's where the glue is, right there. See a nice shiny spot? This is going to go right down on top. Just like that. There we go. Okay. Now, these two guys, they're going to go here. So I got to make sure that's going to fit. They're going to sit like that. And like that. Okay. Glue on the bottom. A little rotate just to, for good measure. check I got it lined up. Sitting flush, yes. Okay, looks good. Next we have our little hatch that we made. This guy is going to go down here. He's going to sit like this. So we got to put a part there to make it hinge. So we want C13. It's just a little loop, really. And this hatch will remain able to be opened and closed. There's a peg there that we can put down in there. We don't want to get any glue on the edges. So what I'm going to do is, let's take this up. Or drop it in, whatever. So it'll allow me to get some glue down on this. Without getting any glue on the hatch hinge. Now I can put the hatch down. And now let's put this in. I suppose a dry fit would have been good to test it first. Damn it. I don't even know where it went. Thank you, Lord. Okay. Let's try this again. There we go. So let that glue sit. Now if by chance I got glue on the actual hatch, now that will suck, but I think we did okay. Another thing you can do while the glue is setting, every 10 seconds or so, just move it, and that basically gets rid of the bond that the glue is trying to make. Okay, so there we go, there's that. Let's see what we got next. Speaking of C, we need C3. Two of them. They're going to go into this little notch here and this little notch here. Oh, and this notch here. So we got 3 C3s. I think those are anchors for lifting it. I almost want to call them toe points, but it's not for towing. It's for lifting with a crane. So that's those. We need C4 and 5 times 2. Well, the C4s are times 2. I wonder what these are. It doesn't tell me what they are. We need 5 and 6. And C8 for the side. Okay. Hatch still working? Yep. Still works. Yay. Alright. Let's get these guys done. I don't really need to worry about that, but I need them clean and flat so that they sit flush. chat is just as chatty as normal. Who is it that always says hello? Mega Boy. He hasn't said anything yet today. Okay, so little dab of glue just on the bottom of there. I really should have used the tweezers. There we go. There's one. Two. One more. Three. Here we go. Make sure this is straight up and down like they're supposed to be. So it'd look funny if they're crooked. Okay, now we have our little pieces for the sides here. So it looks like these go a certain direction. Like they're angled. They're angled funny. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so these do not sit flush. They're not 90 degrees. See it that it's not straight up and down. Okay, so you have to be mindful of that. When you look at the bottom, you'll see that there is a little bit of a notch that sticks out, and that is what goes into the half moon hole of the other piece. Get it in position, you kind of just rotate it and you'll feel it kind of just lock in, and that's what you want. And then this piece is going to go on the side, and it goes right into this slot. So we have, this pipe is towards the outside, and it's kind of angled. You want to have them angled out towards the back like that. And so you've got a notch here that's much further back to one side, and that's towards the back. So that's how you can tell whether you got them right or not. Your lefts and your rights and all that stuff. And that's going to go like this. Okay, but we also have this guy here who needs to go on there. And I think it'll be easier if I install him first. This, because he goes right there. There we go. Okay, so he's there. It's basically the exact same thing on this side, but for whatever reason, we're not doing a hinge here like we did here. Remember when we did this little hinge here? we're not doing that on this side. Okay, so we have this guy. We just need to slather on some glue like that and put him in his place. Just like that. And we're going to do the same with this guy. Yeah, see, his slot is right dead center. And of course that's where that goes there. And that's it. So that's those. Okay? Well, let's have a little test on our radar. Does it turn? It does. It's a little tight, but it turns. Perfectly. As I drop it and try and break it, it turns. That turns perfect. There's like zero play, and that's why. And that's why I wanted to put that little bit of oil in there, just to help it. So there we go. I could actually put another little drop right there and kind of let it smear in, but I don't think that's necessary. This is plenty loose enough to turn. So yeah, it's pretty good. Okay. This is now finished. So we're going to move down to here. Now we're actually going to be grabbing our gun barrels again. And we need D19. This guy here. D19. Now it's got a cog on it. I don't know if it's actually going to be used or not. I don't think so. There has yet to be anything to drive a cog on this. We gotta have this upside down. Of course, we've got all our little kibbles and bits on top, but we can set it down. That's okay. Alright. So, because these are upside down, we want them facing the proper directions. So, this is going to be like this, according to the picture, and this like this. Do I have that right? Doesn't, oh, there we go. Looking at the picture here, we've got our little curved thing here, that's this, facing up and on that side. So, this goes in like that. And then we have the cog to go on in the middle. So you can't put the cog. The cog is going to slide over it like this. Okay, I mean over here. So you have this and you have your cog. It's going to go over top. And it's going to go over top like this. Okay, and that's that. Looks like these will actually touch in the middle like this. So I get a little bit of flashing. I want to clean that up. Just a little bit here. Just to make sure everything's going to fit nice and be friendly. Okay, so I will put this in like this, and I'll put the cog on it first. Some glue in the middle of the cog on this one. And we'll get in here. Just slide the cog all the way, and spin it around a little bit. Glue is already holding it, so there we go. So when I put that cog on there, I notice, hey, focus. The cog is actually touching the piece in the back there. See that piece that looks really shiny right now? The gears on the cog actually touch that. And so as I move this gun, as I move it, the cog is actually hitting that piece and acting as a lock for each separate position. So that's interesting how they've decided that's what they want to do with that. Anyway, let's get our other barrel installed. So I'm going to glue this first. Put some glue on this first. Now, if I put glue it first, I'm definitely gonna get glue on the side, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to let this one pull back like that. So I can put this one in first. And now I'll put some glue on it. Together, I want them lined up. And there we go. So our guns are installed, and I'll make sure they are lined up. Nothing funnier looking than if they're not like this, but actually like this. If they're like cockeyed somehow, that would look really stupid. So all right, looks like I've got them. Actually looks nowhere near. Let's try my trusty ruler. We're within a millimeter. Yeah, we're within a millimeter of each other. That's all right. Okay, so there's our guns. Okay, the guns are on. I don't want to play around with them until this glue has had enough time to actually do its work and set up. And in fact, I want to do just a little added security with the extra thin, just to make sure it's going to go in and work well. All right, so that is that. I don't try not to touch the actual gun barrels right now while that glue sets. And that's going to be it for this page. Okay, so let's flip our page and see what we've got next. Looks like we have more assembly of our radar, which means this is going to go sit over here nice and calmly while we work on this, okay? So I've got enough time. We're going to do this step 10. We're going to work on the radar, and we're going to leave it like that for now, and we will finish the turret construction next time. Okay, but for now, let's do this. Step number 10. We need more pieces off of the D tree. We're almost getting to the point there's not going to be anything left on the D tree. So we need D9, 10, 8, 9, 10, and 11. There's number 8. Two 9s, 10 and 11. All right. And I'm already starting to realize that little part. Uali, yes, a tank. The Flakpanzer Gepard. This guy here. All right, and we got these pieces. Okay, so these are all cleaned up. So we're going to take this guy and we're going to put these pieces over top of him. And so I'm going to guess we're not supposed to glue these to this. Even though it doesn't say it, I believe that this is supposed to rotate up and down like this. Why these don't want to fit very well, I don't know. Let's see what's going on here. Gotta have some piece of flashing or something interfering. Right about here. Doesn't look like it, but yet it doesn't go flush. Better. Yeah, there's a little ejection pin mark right there. That's kind of stopping it from going flush together. Little hobby knife magic, it works. Perfect. Now these guys, they go on the sides here, and they just go with the hinge at the back, just like that. So we can put those on just like that. They don't have to be assembled first. You just make sure the hinge is at the back. Just like that. Done. Alright. Obviously there's going to be a left and a right. You see how much bigger this pin is compared to this side. You got a big pin and a small pin. That helps you to know which side is which and which is going to be left and right. That's going to go like this. So I want to put some glue. I like to put the glue on the part that has the holes rather than the pins. That's just my little thing. Not sure. I think because that way the pins get glued in that hole, and that's why I like to do it like that. And there we go. This follows well and good. This should rotate up and down. Yep, just like that. And then we have our little plate that's going to go on the back here. Simply just sits like that. So we will use our extra thin. Let's get that in there. And that is it. So that's this guy. I'm not sure if something's going to go on top of this or not, but there might be, there might not be, I don't know. It doesn't look like it. So while it's off of the tank, let's get rid of seam lines on there. Make it look pretty. Because, you know, seam lines aren't always the prettiest thing, and especially when there's not supposed to be a big seam line, because there never was. Getting rid of them is nice to adding the realism to it. So I will get my little sanding stick here. These little sanding sticks have proved to be invaluable when it comes to very fine spots to sand that you can't get in with other stuff. So there's a nice quick and dirty elimination of the seam line. It's all going to be painted anyway, so it doesn't matter exactly how it looks right now, but that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Do we still turn? Yes, we do. We still rotate. Yay. Okay. That's that. Next, we're going to build a little box for this guy. So, we are going back to our C tree. Back to the C tree. We want C27, 21 and 22, and 24, 27, 29, 30, a whole bunch of stuff. I need 21, yep, 21. Do I need 22? Yep. 24? Yep. I need C1. And what else do I need? Do I need 18 and 19? Nope. Looks like that might be about it. Okay. Let's clean these up. I am liking the fact I'm liking this kit in the fact that Tamiya hasn't gone crazy with the amount of attachment points on the sprues. You know, sometimes they get a part like this and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, 4 attachment points that you have to clean up all these nubs everywhere, and it can be quite annoying when you've got so many on one part that it seems like they were really worried it was going to come off of the sprue after manufacturing, you know, or something like that. Like they were just paranoid about it coming off. This piece has some flashing on here. Right there. Not sure how important it is, but we got some flashing here too. Okay, I think that's it. One more. Okay, so let's see what we got to do here. We got to take this piece and put it together with this piece. This piece doesn't seem to match what I've got here. That is a turret part. Just a second here. This is not making sense. Turret part. It's got holes in the side there, and I have yet to see anything that has that. Oh, they have it all by itself. Just all by itself in the box. Okay, so this makes sense now. So we're going to take this, and this guy has to go inside, like that. But we've got some other things that need to happen here. This is going to go like this. Maybe. It's going to go like this. Doesn't seem to line up very good at all. There we go. Unless it's supposed to be on that angle. Maybe I got it backwards. And I did. Okay, so this goes like that. Oh, that's kind of cool. So that goes like this. And then we have this part. Looks like it's going to be the holding point for it. Okay, so a little strategic gluing right and here, and here, and here. Alright, so that's on. And now that's going to fit onto here. Like so. It's a good fit. If not just a little bit delicate, but it fits. So now we have this guy who goes down, and those little pegs that stick out from the side, this guy's going to slide, supposed to slide over top of it like this, just like that. And I guess that helps guide, keep that guy in alignment. So I don't want to get glue on the outside of it, so let's put a little bit of glue here, here, and we want it the right way. That is the right way. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing with this guy. This guy goes in this orientation. Yeah, see, the little bit of flashing on this has to be cleaned up. A little tiny bit of flashing and suddenly it just doesn't fit in the hole. Test fit. It's a little tight, but it's okay. And once we want to go this direction, it looks like we're supposed to line it up with that hole there. I could be wrong, but there is a hole there. They don't mention it. They don't mention it lining up with the hole. Maybe that hole is for the other piece that we're supposed to put on. So let's rotate that back out. It's supposed to go up like this. So I'm just going to orient it so that it's sitting 90 degrees like that. Why is that hole there? That's bugging me. Because we have this guy who's supposed to go here and line up there. So what that hole is for? Why is there a hole there? Because this guy's going to go like this. and it's got nothing to do with that hole. Why is there a hole? I don't know. Okay, there we go. He's in. And you got this guy supposed to go on that side, and he goes in this direction. There we go. He's in. Now, this guy's same thing. I just put a little bit of glue on the edge. There we go. Done. Last piece. This guy. It's got to go in the middle. And it looks like his job is to cover everything up. He's got these two big pegs. These two big pegs sticking out, which doesn't allow it to go flush against anything in here. So it looks like it's just a matter of some glue here and on the two pegs, maybe along this edge, and glue it in like that. We call it a day. So that's what I'll do. Glue here and here, on the top here, and this edge. Maybe along the back here at the top. And that looks like it. And that's it. Okay, so there's our dish. This is now stiff. It was flopping around, but now that I've got this side on, it's now tight. And this will rotate, just like that. There we go. And so this is going to be going on the back of the turret. Still being careful not to touch the guns. I want to let that cure. This is going to wind up going in here like that, in a similar fashion anyway, something like that. The other dish goes onto this peg that we did earlier. Doink, like that. But that's it. That's where I'm going to leave it today. This is where I'm going to call it for today. And we will continue next time with the completion of the turret and installation. Well, actually not installation, although typical model tank, you just line up the tabs, turn it, and there you go, right? I mean, I don't actually have the bottom. We got to put the bottom on the turret first, right? So yeah, but that's going to be next time, guys. So yeah, that's going to be it for now. And yeah, so I want to thank you guys for watching. Thanks for coming out. If you haven't done it already, hit that subscribe button down there. Please hit that subscribe button and hit the like and leave me comments down below. Okay, and check out my links in the description box. And you can head over to my Twitch channel and follow me on there, and you can head over to my Instagram and check out other pictures that I put up of other things that I've built, stuff like that, and you can follow me on there also. But that's going to be it for now, and that's it for today. So thank you guys for watching, and thanks for coming out, and we'll see you all in the next one.